Some recent research actually spoke about how bioelectric massages can work great for not only autoimmune disorders, but neurodegenerative disorders. Hey, I'm Martinez, traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Today I'm going to practice a little acupuncture and bioelectric medicine. Let's get into it. I'd like to walk you through my diagnosis routine. I'm going to start off by asking some diagnostic questions. Bo, what are our major ailments today?
Besides narrowing down ailments to 3 chief complaints, I ask a series of questions including but not limited to current medication and supplement intake, family health ailments, energy levels, sleep patterns, possibility of pregnancy, menstrual cycle irregularities, general feelings of hot or cold, bowel movements, urinary issues, and any pain in the eyes, ears, nose, and throat.
So I'm going to take your pulse now and just kind of feel it out. I like to feel both sides at the same time. It helps me to compare a little more. I'm feeling the right side nice and strong. The left sun position, which is the heart position, feels a little deeper than the guan. And sha, which means there could be something going on, not necessarily with the heart organ, but the meridian. A lot of times that's associated with emotional issues. So can you relate to that? Is that possible? Okay, we can work on opening up that channel a little more. It does feel a little rolling is what we call it as well, which means that there could be a little phlegm in your body. Sometimes associated with the lymphatic system, so we can work on both the mid-back pain, emotional and lymphatic system. Yeah. And I want to kind of confirm that with your tongue, so can I take a look at that? Yeah, I'm seeing it a little raised in the middle, which could be a heart association, even though that portion of the tongue is more towards the front. It goes lung, heart, and then spleen, stomach, but when it's raised that way, it could be associated to the heart channel. It's also a little yellow at the bottom. I'm seeing a little blood stasis, so we'll go ahead and lift it. And the 2 veins that are below your tongue, if those are purple, that does show blood stasis. So yeah, we can work on those things. Generally healthy tongue though, and healthy person, but we're gonna work on these things so that be better. Yeah, that balance is just such a fine line to achieve it. Right? It's a battle every day. We're human. So I'm gonna have you lay down, face up. And is this pillow comfortable? Yeah. Bring it down a little bit. Head's comfy. Would you like another pillow under there? No, it's good. Okay. So I like to pick very minimal points for ailments, very specific minimal points. I really like Sa'am, Master Dong, Dr. Tan methods. I just kind of incorporate what I can from those 3 methods, as well as classic, to pick my points. And today I'm gonna start off by swabbing Lingu Dabai, get rid of that back pain, hopefully get rid of it, but if not, get some progress there. I'm gonna come over here to this hand and swab PC6. PC6 for regulating the emotions. I'm gonna do spleen 1, liver 2, and liver 1. That'll, spleen 1 will not only release the heat that's happening, we're seeing in the yellow tongue. Liver 2 will also help with that, but it'll also help tonify that heart channel. Liver 1 will reinforce spleen 1's capabilities as well. Take a deep breath for me and exhale. A little spicy, huh? I actually thought about one more point I'd like to add, which sometimes happens to me while I'm in the process of doing the treatment, and I'd like to add heart 3, since we did diagnose that pulse as kind of the lowest, weakest pulse. So I'm gonna just add that point real quick.
This point, heart 3, also known as Shao Hai, clears the pericardium, calms the spirit, and reinforces pericardium 6's function of calming the heart and the spirit.
So it's been 30 minutes. I'm gonna take these out. How are you doing?
So good.
Did you get a little nap in?
A little bit.
Good. So now I'm gonna have you go face down. We do need your top off. I'm gonna start by lathering her up with this acid base lotion. It's nice and thick, it's green, it's gooey. It actually tells me a lot about the patient's condition, depending on how greasy it is at the end. Greasy or watery it is at the end, depending on how much stains my hands afterwards. I could tell the patient to follow up with certain dietary regimens to release more toxins. Kind of just means that there's more toxins involved. I like to feel the back before putting bioelectricity, just to use my own hand scanner to do a little back diagnosis before then.
A direct detoxifying system or DDS massage should be avoided if you have a heart stent or cardiological ailments. I also avoid in other cases such as extreme deficiencies and parasitic ailments.
Feeling like your right side is a lot tighter. It's a little bit inflamed compared to the left side. Do you ever have problems with the right side?
I slept kind of funky last night, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll work on that.
But not usually.
During DDS massage, there's a closed energy current that flows from the machine to a footpad through a wet towel, and it's controlled by my feet. The patient binds to the live current through pads at their hips. The amount of pressure that my feet apply to the wet towel determines the intensity of the current. Therefore, the more pressure I apply to the towel, the more the current is felt.
And just expose your tailbone a little bit. That's kind of where I ground.
By grounding, I mean awakening the patient's source energy. Starting the treatment at the tailbone introduces the electrical current to the root source of the patient's energy, bringing awareness to the cells of the lower dantian. This allows me to later guide that root energy to spread qi to other parts of the body that need it. I use this acid base lotion that's green, it's dense, and helps bind the electrical current between my hands and the patient's body. The periods between techniques shown here in this demo are not true to scale and are shortened for viewing purposes. Each technique used has a name, purpose, and time length designation. I learned DDS massage from Sifu Tan, a practitioner out of Milpitas, California that is no longer with us. R.I.P. Tan, we miss you, and I'm ever so grateful to have been your student.
It's because we did actually talk about that blockage on the right side. Sometimes you'll feel it a lot less on the side that's more blocked.
Makes sense.
I'll also feel more of a current flow through my hands in areas that are more blocked because your body's rejecting it. It's like, no, don't heal. And it pushes back on me. So that's one way for me to let you know where the blockages are. As if you didn't already know through the pain.
Such an interesting feeling.
What do you feel?
Electricity, baby.
And this is what I call opening up the back. It's rooted in the lower dantian area, the back side of it, which is believed to be the root of all energy in humans. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's where babies come from. It's where most of the human's energy kind of is rooted. And just like in Qigong, we believe that grounding at that energy and bringing that to other areas of your body is the most effective way to unblock stagnation. So I'm kind of bringing attention to that area so that it spreads that healing energy throughout the other parts of the body as we go through the treatment.
I highly advise my patients to take a few minutes, even seconds, every morning to protect their energy. Qigong and meditation are two of many ways you can do that.
Here I'm kind of lifting the shoulder. The shoulder actually like involuntarily just lifts on its own, as you can see. Hold it for a couple seconds.
I believe we're energy sources, constantly exchanging energetic fields with each other.
And then always coming back to that lower area to check in with the dantian area.
And if we're in touch with our higher self, call it God or what you will, then we can move through life with intention, guided by awareness and intuition. We don't have the power to change others or obstacles tossed on our path, but we always have the power over how we react towards them. When I truly hone into that reality, it's easier to digest what is, what isn't, and move forward.
Since it is a closed current, it does help me to not only just empty my mind, focus on my hands, but continue breathing and getting some deep exhales out. I also practice Qigong and a couple other things to make sure I protect my own energy.
There's also certain areas that are more sensitive than others and are either completely avoided or gently worked on. For example, the scapula. As you can see here, I'm completely avoiding them and instead massaging around them. The current is minimal while going over the kidneys and liver as well as face and ventral body. The belly button is not only counterindicated to acupuncture, but also this type of massage.
So after a couple cycles of this, I like to do some detox movements, this being one of them. I kind of scrape down along the bladder channel, laterally on each side. I'm controlling the current with my feet. So on this medial portion, I actually have it at a higher currency and I kind of fade it out as I lift my feet and move away.
During spot treatment, various different techniques can be employed, including scraping, pinching, grasping, and even chop hand methods.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right in there, it's a little tight. Yeah, under the shoulder blades tends to be nice and snug.
I call them our shoulder gremlins.
Shoulder clamps.
I sometimes just hold my hand in place and apply more of an electrical charge in areas that need it.
Now I'm gonna do a little spot treatment in the areas that were mentioned. Is it around here? Because that's where it looks tight.
It's actually a little higher up, but because of the tension band, yeah, it runs down to my foot.
Yeah. This area here is where I'm feeling the most blockage. Pain here?
A little bit higher. That's where I'm feeling the most.
As you can see, my hands kind of cramp a little bit because it is so blocked. It's pushing it all back. I'm also going at a little bit higher intensity on my feet. And that's when it's really important for me to breathe.
I find it helps to also guide patients through breathing cycles when trying to release stagnation.
Go ahead and take a deep breath. And exhale.
I don't advise all patients to get treatment on both ventral and dorsal side. Each treatment is catered to individual needs.
So I did notice that her lymphs are also inflamed, and I'm going to work a little bit on that. That could be contributing to the rolling pulse as well as the slightly yellow tongue. So go ahead and flip you. Give me 1 second, get those pads off. So now I have her face up, and we're gonna start by opening up the Ren channel here. Start up here.
The Ren channel originates in the lower abdomen and emerges at the perineum, running up the midline of the body all the way to the face.
How does that feel?
Cool. It's like you're a little shooting electrical.
Yeah, it's right around run 23, and then we'll glide down and pause here at run 14.
And bioelectric brew.
Run 17, sorry. This is run 17. Bioelectric. Brujita.
Just shooting electricity at your fingertips.
It's like
That's cool. This is such a
X-Men
good treatment.
Storm goes
Yeah,
natural
right?
medicine.
I know, this is dope. I want to learn this.
Go down and pause here at around run 12.
Woo.
Oh, that's good, huh?
interesting.
Humans produce electricity chemically
Forgot
through
that we are
biological
electricity.
processes called bioelectricity. Bioelectricity is a general term referring to the electromagnetic currents produced by living systems. For example, the flow of currents through nerves and muscles in the form of action potentials. We are energy. How whimsical. Output voltage of a DDS machine is 15 volts, which is far below the human body's safety voltage limit of 36 volts. Patients of DDS massage have described the experience as tingly, revitalizing, soothing, and relaxing.
Sore up top a little bit. Is that normal to the clavicle bone?
Not necessarily. Could be working internally on, you did mention you had allergies recently. A little throat.
Yeah, it was gnarly for about a week there.
Throat phlegmy. This is a
I might
very
be being
good
a big
point.
baby, but
Yeah,
for
no,
me-
it could
for me-
be-
For me, it was.
Could be extra sensitive because of that.
Gotcha. It's a good hurt though. Yeah, like hurts so good.
Ooh, tingly.
Yeah.
It should never be painful. If it is, then that means the practitioner may not be experienced, and you should let them know it's painful and consider stopping the treatment.
Front opened up. I'm gonna work on the neck area and glide down the lymph. See if we can even that out a little bit. Tingly?
Yeah, it's like pulling my lip to the one side. It's funny.
As previously mentioned, the face is sensitive, so I apply less of a current here. If there are dental fillings, the nerves may be sensitive along the mandible and maxilla, so I often apply less of a current there.
And go a little softer.
The lymphatic system is a network of organs, vessels, and tissues that regulate fluid, as well as the absorption of fatty acids in the stomach. It also regulates the immune system by defending the body from exposure of hazardous microorganisms such as infections.
Interesting, I can feel it in your teeth.
Yeah, it kind of radiates through the gums. Kind of working my way up the stomach channel here.
Probably be a really good for people who have blocked TMJs too, right?
Oh yeah, great for TMJ. This is a great sinus point as well. This is also great for facials. You take
Yeah,
a before
imagine.
and after photo and see immediate results after one session. And although I personally don't find it as intriguing as a practitioner, I like to work on more internal issues and other things that are causing pain, ailments, but it is a nice plus of this. Right now I'm just kind of opening up this lower jaw so we can work on the lymph.
The lymphatic system moves the lymph fluid back into your bloodstream. It filters out waste and abnormal cells from the body.
The armpit's a great exit point for energy to go, so what I'm doing now is kind of gliding my hand through
You can feel it.
neck, SCM, mandible, coming back down, exiting through the armpit.
I'm a huge proponent of auricular acupuncture and acupressure. The ears contain defined points for most parts of your body, internal and external. It's crazy to think that such a small organ like the ears can have the energy to send healing chi throughout the rest of your body.
I can do the ears for a little while. You can actually hit a lot of internal points through the ears.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Work a little on that back pain,
I actually feel better
that
already.
heart channel. Some relaxing points here. Happy point down here.
And give me some extra happy juice.
Some recent research actually spoke about how bioelectric massages can work great for not only autoimmune disorders, but neurodegenerative disorders. I actually really like to work on heads, but you have to be bald in order to do it, because otherwise the hair will block that area. So after I've worked on the neck for a little while longer, I like to finish off with interactive technique with the patient. And so I'm gonna actually glide my hand along your cheek, and you're gonna start face up and slowly rotate your head to the left as you open your jaw this way. So go ahead and start rotating. Open the jaw wider, wider. Come back to center. Let's do that one more time. Oof, getting some tension out on that. And one more time. Open, open, open. Do that again on the other side. Oof. Little knot in there. Get out, knot. Cut your throat a little bit.
That's good.
Last time. Stimulate a little relaxation here in the end. Okay, we're done with our session.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
You are so welcome. Hey, V. Martinez here. I hope you enjoyed watching that. We got some classes coming up potentially in the next year. Stay tuned on ihealcollective.com. My bio can be found there as well. I operate mostly out of Portland, Oregon currently. I am a gypsy, so it could be found elsewhere at any point. Stay tuned for news on the site. Take care.